One. And we welcome you here to the Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coach's Corner. This portion of the show is brought to you by the Edward Jones Financial Advisor Lee Colvin, who will work with you to develop a complete tailored strategy to help you achieve your financial goals. That's Edward Jones Financial Advisor Lee Colvin. I have on the phone with me Davy McClaran, the head coach of the Eagleville Eagles. And Davy, it's been quite a week, a strange week, I would say.
Yeah, it's been a headache for most basketball coaches, I would assume.
You know, I was meaning to ask while we were stranded at the house. I was sitting there going, no practice. You have one day, I think you had one day before practice again. It's got to drive you kind of crazy because you don't want to lose momentum either, and everything just shuts down completely.
Yeah, the only thing that goes through your head is that every team's going through the same thing.
Right.
So, some teams it's good for a restart. For some teams it's good to get their legs back underneath them. And then, for some, like you said, losing momentum is a concern. Also, you got to think, kids are going to be kids. You kind of worry, are they out having a good time and are they putting themselves at risk as well? So a lot of things can go through your head at that time. So just too much time to sit around and think.
I think one good thing, you get away from each other in case there's illness going around or flu or something like that. It kind of keeps them away from each other as much as you can. So I would think that might be a good thing. Let's talk a little bit about it. You have been on a roll, and we're not going to sugarcoat it. You've been on a roll, and sometimes that can be challenging as well to keep that momentum going. And you had a game against Forest last night, which is always a formidable opponent for you guys, and you handled them pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, we're very fortunate. We've got 6 seniors and 2 juniors that are just very experienced. The maturity has blossomed this year, and so they're pretty focused. You worry about their legs underneath them, but coming in and just playing basketball and doing the little things right, it's kind of ingrained in them at this point. So it was good to get all the guys back together and to get the ball back in the hands and run up and down the court. But last night was a good way to knock the rust off. They played really well defensively. Couldn't have asked for any better effort on that end. We were rusty. I know the score doesn't show it. We didn't shoot well from the outside. We scored a lot on transition and second chance shots, which we found ways to score, which is always a good quality. So they know that there's some things that we've got to do to get back to where we were offensively with our outside shooters, but everything else looked good last night.
I want to talk about a little bit about that in terms of you've got some really great shooters from outside. Jackson Nichols comes to mind first, I think. And when he is hot, there's nobody any better than shooting that outside jumper. But you got Bega, you've got Cole. I mean, they all can shoot the three at that time. So that's a good weapon to have. But I think the thing I'm most impressed about you guys is your bench. You really don't lose a lot if you have to go to the bench. If somebody's in foul trouble, you've got at least 3 or 4 that you can go to. And even I look at the JV and the guys that are coming up that are younger that get in games. It's pretty impressive. I mean, you guys have kind of built yourself a real cushion there, I think, with your bench.
Yeah, I mean, our practices are highly intense, and those guys just they feed off those older seniors and juniors that are on the JV, and there's just culture is kind of a word that's used around. We built a culture. Our seniors hold our younger guys accountable. They know, our younger guys know that we need to be, worked hard every day. We need competition every day in practice, and I'm really, really proud with where a lot of those guys, their commitment to, details and playing hard and playing the way that we want to play and the way we know that we have to play to win. Our bench is, there's some nights when we go to the bench we get way better. And some nights we stay the same. I don't think we ever go to the bench and drop at all. So that's a luxury that we have, and that's probably our biggest weapon. And I think most people will agree with that. We go to the bench, there's no drop off, and sometimes it's better.
It's kind of a spark for you sometimes. I know Severi, he comes in like gangbusters. He's probably sparks a lot of times if you're feeling like it's dragging a little bit during the game, and he kind of puts a spark in it. He's got a brother. It's fun to watch, and you're a fun team to watch when you're. And I guess I've seen probably more games than anybody here at the radio station, but it's fun to watch. I wanted to talk a little bit about the senior leadership too, because you don't take anything for granted, and when you're undefeated and you're having the year you're having, you have a tendency to have a letdown sometimes. But those seniors have done a good job of kind of keeping everything together.
They really have. There's a couple of things. Number one, Adrian Severi is probably a starter on 99.9% of the teams that we compete against, probably every team.
Mm-hmm.
So, one, his leadership is he's accepted a role. It's not easy to do when you're as talented and as needed as somebody to that caliber. But he embraces his role. I won't say that that's a hard role for a high school athlete to accept, and he knows that that's something that has been to our benefit, is knowing that we can start a game, but we can bring in someone that's as good as any starter on the floor. And so he, as a senior, has embraced that role for the team. So that's one form of leadership that I think sometimes goes, overlooked, is the fact that, that's a selfless act, and very proud of him. The other is, we have a lot of kids on the team that have a lot of individual goals. They put them aside. They want to see their name with lots of points beside it, but they have just been super unselfish this year. They're passing up tough shots for easy shots. Defensively, they're diving on the floor. They're sacrificing their bodies, taking charges. They're all over the place. So that's in my book. The growth that we've had this year is just they put their teammates over themselves a lot of times, and I'm super proud of that.
Davey, when I sit there and look at the guys, I don't know if there's a true post there, but you've got two or three that can almost act as post. They can play inside, they play big, but the transition game, I think, is one of the strongest things about your team. You get the ball, you play great defense, and then when you get the ball, you go up the floor.
Yeah, we're not very big. I don't think, a lot of people probably think, if they just see our record and think, well, they probably got some size. We're usually not the biggest team on the floor. I don't know that we've been the biggest team all year, except with the exception of one or two teams in our district. There's a lot of teams bigger than us in our own district, with one or two players down on the block. So, our team, when we play defense on bigs or we try to use our athleticism and our quickness to pressure the ball so that they can't see their bigs. Probably don't always work as well, but it has so far. And then, our kids love to play. I'm probably a defensive-minded coach, and I hope I can live up to that, the rest of the year. But offensively, I give them a lot of freedom. They want to run. And I let them. And so, that is a huge part of our game. They're taking care of the ball, and like I said, they're hunting the easy shots. And And when we're hunting easy shots and the open shots, I mean, really, that's all offense is just finding an open shot. So why not get it early when we have an advantage 3-on-2 and wait until it's 5-on-5? So it's paid off so far. And I know we'll talk about tonight's game because we're still on right now, but so far it's paid off for us. They enjoy playing fast.
Well, today you kind of segued right into that, Dave. If you're sitting there and you want to see a good basketball game today, you don't have to do anything but go down Highway 99 and watch Eagleville take on Pickett County. And you say that game still looks like it's going to be played today.
I'm waiting on a phone call any minute. I know they want to play. It starts at 5. I'm waiting on their coach to call me back to make sure. I know they had some weather last night, but they want to play. They want some revenge. I think we're the number 1 and they're the number 2 team ranked in the state currently. So, they probably have highlighted this game since we left Pickett County. They've been on the tear ever since. And if there's a team out there that's going to give us all we want, it will definitely be this one. So, we're going to get better tonight regardless of the outcome. We find a way to win and play our game. That'll be great. If we don't play well due to whatever layoff or just whatever the excuse may be that we can find, we'll learn something anyway. So it should be a great atmosphere tonight. 2 really, really good teams coming in, and 2 teams that know how to win, that have high expectations. So if you want to see a good boys basketball game, it'll definitely be at Eagleville tonight.
Well, I've been trying to search the schedule. You play at 5. The girls will play when today?
Well, no, the girls start at 5.
The girls
play after. Yes, sir.
Okay, so it'll be 5, and then you play after the girls.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. I have been looking for all week trying to find out the times of that game. Thank you very much. I know you're having a super season, but the goal really, you want that state championship. I know you've prefaced that in terms of with the guys, but they want it too. They've been around enough, and they've sniffed it, and they've been close. I know that's their main goal, right?
It really is. We don't talk about our record, not because we're superstitious or anything. We just talk about the next game. They really have bought into next game mentality. I'm sure they're very aware, and there's a lot of people outside of the program that probably bring up the record and the year. But at the end of the day, I think our guys just see who's in front of them, and they're trying to be the best team in the gym that night. And I think they've taken on that identity, and it's fun to watch. They're fun to coach. They're hungry, and they put a lot of work into it. So they're kind of hopefully they keep keep up the momentum and keep. Getting all the rewards from their work.
I did want to say before I let you go, your youngsters, you've kind of got a good system going. Bo and the JV, you've got freshmen. They're learning the system as they go, and I think when schools can do that, it's such a luxury to have because they know exactly what your goals are and what your expectations, and you can see it even in the young guys too.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Bo does a great job with that group, getting them learning how to play hard and how to execute and how to transition from middle school to high school. That is a very, very difficult learning curve. And I also want to take just a second to congratulate and brag on our middle school. They won their district, and they're fixing to go into region play. We don't know when that's going to be because they're supposed to go to Nashville and play, and I think there's been, some issues with power and gyms and everything else. So, but they won again this year, and you don't really just start it in high school. It starts all the way down to middle school. So Coach Wilson has done a great job, for the last 7-8 years, and it really is a program that starts in 6th grade, and so you're right. The the young ones seeing the success of the older ones, it builds on top.
Well, Davey, I know you've got a lot of people, a lot of phone call waiting on you, and I hope you can get that game in today. And it's always a pleasure talking to you guys. And girls undefeated, guys undefeated in the district, looking pretty good so far.
Yes, sir. It's been a good year to this point.
All right. That's Davy McClaran, the head coach of the Eagleville Eagles and Pickett County tonight. If that game does take place, I'm sure it'll be on Coach T if it's canceled or that kind of thing. But, boy, that's going to be a great place to be tonight.
Yes, sir. Come out and support the Eagles.
Yes, sir. And I'll probably see you there tonight, hopefully. All right.
Yes, sir.
Davy McClaran, the head coach of the Eagleville Eagles, and this portion of the show has been brought to you by State Farm agents Andy Womack, Dana Womack, Celeste Middleton, Alex Williams, Ron Reeves, and Emerson Williams. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And we've got coming up Cougar Corner. Stay right here.